My first celebrity crush was certainly Barbra Streisand. I don't think I understood that at the time. It was Funny Girl, the whole thing. My third birthday was Funny Girl themed. My mom made me a leopard coat and hat, and I did a full photo shoot in my driveway that Jonah actually skateboarded through and knocked me down, so there are also a ton of pictures of me crying in my Funny Girl costume. I'm Beanie Feldstein. I'm here to talk about American Crime Story Impeachment. I was in London and I get back to my partner's apartment because she's from there. She's from Liverpool, but she was living in London. I'm getting a call from an LA number that I don't know. I answer it and it's Ryan Murphy. He explained to me that the next season of American Crime Story was going to be about Bill Clinton and Linda Tripp and Monica Lewinsky and Paula Jones. And would I play Monica Lewinsky? And I actually had to grip the oven because I knelt to the floor and actually my knees truly buckled. And then he said, oh, and Sarah Paulson's playing Linda Tripp. And then I fell butt to the floor. Monica and I are cut from the same cloth in so many ways, like Jewish girls from LA, but we also would both listen to show tunes on the treadmill. So I do a lot of listening to show tunes while I do anything related to her, but slightly different ones than I would normally listen to. She loves Les Mis. She loves Rent. Rent's not personally my number one. I'm a theater geek who made it through 28 years of life never having done Les Mis, which is kind of like a badge of honor, I feel like. But as Monica, I listen to a lot of Rent. I've only met her in person once because of COVID, and it actually was March 12th, 2020. So looking back, thank God neither of us had COVID because that would have been quite the story of me giving it to her giving it to me. It would have been too crazy, one body, But that was the only time we were able to really meet in person. I had always been very fascinated with Monica. I was actually asked once if I could play anyone real, who would it be? And without even thinking, I just was like, I think I should play Monica Lewinsky. And this was way before Ryan had called me. I played a version of a real person in this movie called How to Build a Girl. And even when Catelyn was in the room and the character had a different name and it wasn't an exact replication, I was so nervous. I just couldn't get my nerves under control. I wear a bikini that is made out of trash bags and it was not faked. It was actually a trash bag. Let me tell you, if you just cut the handles, you can make a bikini. I can show you how to do it. It should really be my tutorial, is how to make a bikini out of trash bags. I was running half naked. I was in a bin bag bikini. There are 6 boys that are extras that I'm having a montage of sexual scenes with. But you know what? It was so freeing. And it was so kind of unapologetic. People love to make me run. And I don't know why, because I am the worst runner I'm okay. I'm physically fit in other ways, but running is certainly not one of them. And I'm always on the run. Even just the other day, as Monica, I was on the run and I'm like, why am I always running? Why? It's just embarrassing at this point. The first time I was ever on stage was my preschool was doing Peter Rabbit. I think I was given the role out front, not to brag. I think I was the single most gregarious, precocious 2.5-year-old that anyone had ever met. So I've gotten a lot quieter and more nervous as I've gotten older, but as a kid I was fearless. My parents were incredibly encouraging. Obviously you're referencing Jonah, and Jonah was always a comedian, always writing, always creating things, but he didn't ever say I want to be an actor until he was in his 20s. So when I was growing up, I was doing musicals. I was doing community theater. It was such a completely different thing. Lisa Kudrow is my comedy icon. I mean, she can do no wrong. Phoebe. Of course! Oh, Smelly Cat. Smelly cat, smelly cat. What are they feeding you? And then they go, smelly, 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 bad, smelly, 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 when she's in the studio. My go-to karaoke, then, now, forever, is ABBA. I am a deep ABBA fan. It's usually Take a Chance on Me, honestly. That's usually my go-to ABBA number. But Super Trooper, I love. You can't go wrong. And then if you're really feeling a ballad, The Winner Takes It All, you imagine that you're Meryl on the mountain and you're just really giving it to the room, and that's a joy. I can't not think of Meryl with her kind of pashmina flowing in the wind. I like to think of myself as Meryl with the pashmina. every now and then.